The Bible teaches that human beings have dominion over the earth and that we are to subdue the earth, to bring the earth under our control. And many people see that as being justification from a Christian perspective to exploit and abuse the environment. But is this really what the scriptures teach? I'm joined today by Dr. Nicholas Leadbeater, who is a chemist and a Christian, to help answer that question. Nicholas, you are a chemist and your research interests are in developing green chemistry, chemical reactions that will mitigate damage in the environment or prevent the environment from being damaged with respect to large-scale chemical reactions. And you've told me in previous episodes that your faith really motivates your work in green chemistry. So my question to you is, are Christians really concerned about the environment?
Whether they are or not, they should be. Yes, we're called to subdue, but if you think about that in a little bit more detail, it really means more to sort of manage or to master, to understand. And so our job is to understand the environment or nature that we live in and to, in essence, be managers of that or to look after it or to steward it. So I think that our Christian faith really does drive us towards being at least environmentally conscious. I think people can sometimes fall into one of two traps. The first is just to see the earth as physical being and therefore to see it to be of little value. On the other extreme, you have people who almost idolize nature, who sort of put their trust in nature and sort of elevate nature even above the human race. To fall into either of those traps is unbiblical. But we must live our lives with an environmental worldview, understanding that we're really here to act as stewards of what God has given us while we're on this planet.
So given the idea that Scripture teaches that humans are made in God's image and have infinite value and worth, how then do you think we should manage conflicting interests when it comes to human well-being or the well-being of the environment? How, as Christians, should we manage that kind of dilemma?
That's a very difficult question to address because that's something that we're facing more and more. But I think that ultimately we need to put our human race ahead of nature, but at the same time we need to be looking at things from the perspective of not only our generation, but future generations. What are we leaving our children and grandchildren with?
It seems to me, too, that if we really believe in the idea of God's providence, that through scientific investigation we can perhaps unleash or unlock providential aspects of the creation. You know, I'm very impressed with your work in green chemistry, where it seems to me that you're trying to create a win-win situation where we can benefit humanity by having chemical technologies, but yet minimize damage to the environment.
Right. I think that's what motivates us. It's the ability to be able to sort of design new processes that are not only going to benefit those who then may go and use those, even on a large industrial scale, but at the same time sort of mitigate any further damage to nature, what we have around us. But we can also learn a great deal from nature. If you look at a lot of natural processes, they're incredibly efficient and incredibly reliable and reproducible. And the more that we understand about these, and the more that we delve into these from a scientific perspective, the more that we can sort of take some of the tricks of nature and use those in some of the processes that we have developed that are man-made.